greet us here in beautiful Ballito. This is the scenes of the first QS 10,000 of the year, already the fourth day of the waiting period. And that is your new heat on deck as you join us here for J.Duru taking on J.Marshall, J.Baker and W.Santos, one of them the Championship Tour surfer. Seeing movement in the lineup here, Commissioner Travis Logie sets out a start for us this morning with 30-minute heats, best 2 rides counting. And this man, J.Duru, the Championship Tour surfer, in the mix here. And certainly in about an hour's time, the beach will get full of vacationers, tourists, all kinds of people enjoying the beautiful sunshine here. Quick second wave underway here from J.Duru. His first one is just a little throwaway score. The Championship Tour surfer from Hossegor, France, keeps his qualifying series campaign for 2019 moving pretty quickly forward now in his first appearance in the Ballito Pro this year.
Pick up the replay on it. So this again, we talked about Joanne being synonymous with his backhand. Lovely little searing carve there. Just balances, not washing off too much speed, but making it critical enough. Puts a bit more into this one. I love how he squares up his shoulders. First one of the day. And it makes it really challenging.
Yeah, exactly. It's always tough for the judges there because then they kind of box themselves in, only give them 20% of the scale left to work with. Let's see how the scale goes here for W.Santos, relatively unknown young Brazilian, comes to the Ballito Pro. And on the campaign here, as it is every season here with the Brazilians, just making that hop across the Atlantic.
In those QS 1000s. But let's come back to W.Santos here. Lovely little fin slash to open up. You can see him looking down the line, working pretty hard to generate and manufacture that speed, waiting for a big end section.
So we'll see where Wesley Dantes goes in the bigger picture of his first appearance here in the QS 10,000. Meanwhile, a little bit of shenanigans in the lineup between J.Marshall and J.Baker, but on the end, J.Duru, our Championship Tour surfer here in the qualifying series, will just get underway with a wave number 3. And that discussion of his previous score is now starting to become a reality from the judging panel as we watch J.Baker here. Young Jackson, of course, really sort of showing his full potential last year, as we mentioned, with some QS 1000 wins.
Back-to-back wins in Micro Hall. 10 years he was toiling away, won this here back 5 or 6 years ago, and then that got him on the tour.
Yep.
We'll pick up John here.
Well, following live action here, folks. Little entertaining flyaway for Duru, the heat leader.
How that they bring will be. So this was J.Marshall coming from behind that section there. Squares the first. Nice little hook in the pocket there, waiting for this one to stand up a little bit more. Nothing doing, so he opts for the carve. That's a better turn for him. Nice scissoring turn, nice and vertical.
Completed turn was of J.Marshall.
So we start contrasting that against J.Duru's first.
Meanwhile, W.Santos back at us, going to go and bring his focus to the left-hander. Not normal for us to see lefts in Ballito. It's normally more sort of thundering right-handers, but with the size of the swell, seeing a number of peaks offering, and yesterday certainly that was the theme, Scotty. We saw quite a lot of heat wins out of the left-hander, slipping under the 11-minute mark here in South Africa for the first QS 10,000 of the year, day 4 of competition. Again, look at how J.Duru is finding waves out from underneath his other opponents here, albeit that a throwaway score. Well, let's have a look. Live action, a little bit of a hard wonk on this wave. J.Duru down the line, not going to find a little launch there. So what J.Duru is trying to do here, folks, is get an improvement on a 417 as one of his counting 2 scores. Of course, 2 rides count per surfer. No maximum. You can catch as many as you want.
I know Mikey Wright likes to rock it from time to time.
Well, here we go. Inside, staying busy, J.Duru. Nice snap there. It's a small wave, but he's extracting nicely here. It's very clear what he's trying to do. He's trying to improve a number. Leader remains very busy here. Meanwhile, W.Santos, big error there, but down in third priority. So he's feeding on the scraps, so to speak, underneath J.Baker and J.Marshall's prowl.
Well, he got a 4.5, W.Santos. I don't know for J.Baker, well, he needs to start his heat all over again. And he looks like he's going to do it here or not. No.
Well, J.Marshall will make now a second wave in the lineup. Opened with the 4.9. Last little skid of the fins there as we just change camera angle. J.Marshall on the left-hander here, and Ballito drops that left shoulder as he comes out the turns, gets that head nice and low.
Baker did sit with the priority and didn't opt to elect to go on these ones.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. What happened?
J.Marshall squaring up from behind that section. Better than his first one. That one there had a lot of vertical. Lets the fins go, as you called correctly. Another little slash, but from here he starts to get the work.
Creates the pivot, and I cannot believe how many waves J.Duru is finding in the lineup here. Jean lets the tail go. That one incomplete. But J.Marshall is going to be on the scorecard now for 2 waves when the number comes from the judging panel.
And he's keeping busy again.
Well, here we go. J.Marshall, the young surfer out of Encinitas, California, will just catch the rail and go down on wave 3. Nonetheless, judges owe him for his second counting ride. We don't have the number in yet.
We'll obviously pick it up in replay because here goes J.Baker. Little foam climb out the back there. And
having the Barry Crocker, as you said.
He is having a Barry Crocker, absolutely. You can see his frustration there. He's a passionate young surfer. What that might do, that might free him up now.
For a score, and Scotty, your judging hat's looking pretty firmly fitted on your head this morning. Looks like J.Marshall, who's back at action here as we just follow him back down the left bowl here in Ballito. Like a previous wave's going to fetch a mid-range 6. We'll wait to confirm that. Here's W.Santos. Great spark out of that first turn. Rips it together for the second one. This one's feeding down the bank. This is a very positive input to the heat for W.Santos here, who is currently occupying that second place position until the score drops for J.Marshall. It's just one of those heats that's going to be one of them that he'll want to forget as quick as possible. This is a very important wave. Third place surfer down the line. Lets the tail go. Little ditch there and gets bumped off on the landing. Reminders he's looking for a 618 and the clock is running dry. Split peak, it was Marshall that went the other way.
Yeah, so Marshall, lovely little searing, getting innovative. And speaking of big, here goes J.Baker. He's looking for an 8.10 on that one.
Well, maybe two waves to build his story quickly.
But this is what the discussion point is. J.Baker, lovely little jam in the pocket there. Doesn't want to wash off too much speed. Squares up that end hit. So a little two-turn combo, as you said, Gigs, 4.97.
Counting it down.
I did see Santos up and riding, though.
Yeah, this will be interesting. We'll stay with J.Duru here. Lovely release of the tail there. Great beach break surfing there as he just gently, what we call petting the kitty to bring completion. That was wave number 10 for J.Duru. Well, we'll wait for those scores and the official result of the opening heat of the morning. Stay with us. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back for heat 2 of the morning here in Ballito.